We are bringing you to Paris. You saw the beautiful tablescape, and now we are in the kitchen.
Right.
We're going to set the scene a little bit.
We are going to finish it off in style.
I love it. And what are you making again?
A caramelized onion and goat cheese tart.
So sounds good. And mimosas.
And mimosas. So the first thing we want to do is make the tart shell.
Okay.
Which I did, and I gave everybody the recipe for my dough, which I've done on air so many times that I'm almost embarrassed to have to do it again. So I didn't.
So you know where to find it, though, people.
Yeah. But let me just tell you very quickly. You roll it out in a tart pan, and you'll see it in a minute, that has the removable bottom.
Okay.
And they're this high. All right. You can find those at any good cookware shop.
Right.
And you roll it out, and you freeze it.
Freeze it in the pan.
Freeze it. And then when you're ready to bake it, you line it with foil and fill it with dried beans or rice to weight it down so that when you bake it in the oven, and it takes about a total of 20 minutes in the oven all in, and I usually do mine between 375 and 400 degrees. The frozen shell goes in the oven weighted with the foil and the beans, and then when you take it out, it hadn't shrunk to the bottom because the weight of the beans
kept it in place.
It's the anchor.
That's
so. Would
smart.
you like to see what that looks like?
I do want to see what that looks like.
Now you remember, it is a removable bottom, folks. Okay, that's
out of the way.
Great idea. So you want to hold it from the sides.
Okay, so it doesn't come out.
Well, I've done it. I believe
it's happened before.
Oh, sure.
What a neat trick. Thanks for sharing that, Rania.
See, so then you just very carefully bring this up so that the beans don't fall back in there. And there, maybe we can move my peach juice.
Yes. Here, I can move that out of the way so people can
so that you can. I'll move this with my fingernails.
I mean, you know, we could just pour the mimosas and get that out of the way.
We'll do that right. So now you have your tart shell, but you can see it's not really baked all the way through, but it's almost there.
Right.
So the next step, while that's cooling, is to caramelize the onions. And I did this in a little bit of butter with some olive oil, because butter has a higher burn point, so you want to add the olive oil so that the butter doesn't burn.
There's nothing, few things I like better than the smell of cooking onions.
And bacon.
Oh, and bacon.
And bacon.
Those two things.
Can't beat it. Food processor is what I use. You don't have to, but I like to do it because it makes my work go lighter. Along with 4 eggs, I have the goat cheese in here.
Goat cheese.
And now I have some basil, which adds in here, which wonderful flavor. And I've got heavy cream, and you really do need the heavy cream.
So don't use the skim milk you have in the fridge.
Now, add that in there, and then you can season this with a little bit of salt.
I don't know how you could go wrong with this. Everything you're putting in
is so wonderful. It's so wonderful. And pepper.
Okay.
All right. So then what you do is put the lid on the food processor and make sure you have this thing in here. And you turn it on and you let it go until it's nice and smooth.
Now, is that, since you put the goat cheese in that, is it just making it creamier, or is it going to break up the consistency of that cheese?
It's going to break up the consistency of the cheese.
Okay, good.
So the next thing we want to do, put that down here.
That's our sink.
Yeah, that's our sink. You take your onions, which obviously I had to do ahead because those are not really done yet. You really want them to be caramelized. You look at the color of the onion.
It's so pretty.
And you take this mixture and you pour it on top and you pop this back in the oven until it's set. And it's going to take probably about 35, 40 minutes or so.
Okay.
All right, then what you do, and I'm not going to bother, you get the idea, boom, in the oven, boom.
Okay.
What does it look like when it comes out? I do have asbestos hands.
That's in our sink too. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Doesn't that look great?
It looks so great.
Now you want to serve this with a fresh herb salad. So I'm going to turn everything off here. This is just a mixture of herbs. I have arugula, I've got some basil, I have some parsley. You just whatever you want, you put in here, just so that it, you know.
A lot of greens.
Yeah, and then you want to season this with a little bit, here I have some balsamic vinegar.
Okay.
And I have some lemon juice. And why don't you pour just a little bit of champagne in each? Just a little for starters.
Are you joining me?
Okay. Yeah, just a little in the next one. I'm going to show you a little trick.
Okay.
And here, by the way, I also have some grated lemon rind. Now,
I don't know how you do your mimosas, but
Well,
I
hang
go
on.
about halfway with mine.
there you go. And now I thought I would do peach juice,
Lovely.
like a peach nectar,
Yes. Change things up a little bit.
right? Okay. And then what you have here is you have your wonderful herb salad. And then you have, in addition to your herb salad, you have the tart. And if you give me your plate.
With our lovely china.
Yes,
From all
oh my
occasions.
goodness, there you go. Cut you a wedge of the tart.
Well, and I love how simply you just put out the croissants, although you said it better than I did.
Croissant.
And your strawberries and the brie.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness.
So you want to take a croissant, you want some brie, some strawberry, as you said, and you've got your mimosa, and then you want to take just a little bit of your herb salad, and you just simply want to put that literally sort of on top. Just a little bit. What do you think?
Well,
Good?
I love putting the goat cheese in the food processor. Really helps. I mean, it's the goat cheese kind of like melts into everything.
It does melt into everything.
It's not like a big chunk
Right.
of goat cheese in one bite.
And honestly, Heather, this is all you need.
That's
this
great.
is a perfect brunch. You don't need anything else. No meat, nothing. I
All
just
done.
think it's just delightful.
Simple, elegant, lovely. Be sure to watch next week when Rania is back for part 2
Yay.
of All Around the World. We are going to be going to Greece.
We are definitely going
next
to Greece
week.
next week. I
so you'll
can't
want to
wait.
stay tuned.
All right.
And we will have the recipes online, kdka.com/PTL, if you want information on how to make these lovely recipes or links to some of the catering options
Absolutely.
as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll be right back.